Okay, so this is funny. Now, every time I think of vlogging and my anniversary needs an upgrade. This is happening every time now. Hello, Pregadians. Hope you and your family are doing well in this pandemic. Do not forget to wear a mask. And we are not out of this situation, so stay safe, wash your hands frequently, and always use a hand sanitizer to keep yourself safe. And always maintain a safe distance. And let's thank Parth Kale. He is our new patron who has taken up a patronage this month, and he's a bright little kid. He's studying in class 9. He has some great ideas, and I think I'll be in touch with him for a long time now because we are discussing a project that he's working on, and I'll try and complete his project as soon as possible. As I said, he's a bright kid. He has some definitely good ideas in his mind which needs to be executed, and I think I can be that person who can make his thoughts come true. In the previous video, we have learned how to use the Firebase query, and we have learned how to search for users through that, and we have also learned how to send the add request, but we are not doing anything while we are receiving it. Now, in this part, we'll probably discuss about receiving the add request and actually adding the user into our friend list, where we can see the user in our friend list and then start chatting. So a lot of people are asking to start the chatting part, but let's go in a series wise so that it becomes clearer to most of the people, because when you don't have users to chat with, you cannot actually chat. So I'll try and complete it in this part, but I don't think it is possible, so I'll make in 2 parts, but I hope I can get to the part where people can chat in the next part. I can complete that in the next part rather. So hello Pregadians, welcome to Prego Coding Classes. This is Amber Roy. Let's get started. Okay, now we are done with the update, and now we can go on coding our Prego chatting application version 1.0. So as I said in the last video, I have completed the sending the add request and searching for the user. Now in this part, what we can do is we can fetch the user sent request, and we can show who has sent the request, and in this way we can give the user a choice whether to add the user or to reject the user. So we have created a fragment for that over here previously, if you remember, that is friend add remove, and we have also created a card view for that, for the requests to be shown, that is card view add remove. So we will use this card view. Let me just show it once. Let's open this, and as you can see here, this card view will actually accept or reject the request, and the fragment is over here. So let's open the fragment also. And for the people who are complaining about zooming in and out, I actually don't know how to zoom in with OBS, so I am sorry, but I have actually increased the font size. Let me just give you a glimpse of what I did. So in the editor font, I have increased the size to 16. It was 14 previously. So people who are using mobile phones use 480p to see the videos. That makes the videos a lot clearer. And for the PC, I guess people can manage with full screen or expanding the video size. Alright, let's close this, and let's go on coding. So we'll copy this as we do every time, and copy. Let's type here view, and over here we'll write view equals, we'll paste it, and that's it. Now we can call all the components inside. Let's declare global variables over here. So the first one would be for the recycler view, private recycler view, this one, and the name would be friend add remove recycler. Give any name you want. Now underneath that we'll need a private Firebase database, because we are fetching everything from the database. So friend add remove Firebase database, private database reference, that would be friend add remove data ref, and we need this reference because we need to recall from the real-time database. And let's give a another database reference over here. Let's call it friend add remove profile pic, because we need two references, one for the user who has sent everything and one for the profile pic. Now underneath that what we need is a string. So private string position key to get the position of the nodes, because we need to click or make on click listeners on the buttons actually, and my name. We'll get to see what my name does actually. And that's it for the global variables. So underneath the view, we'll go on casting all the components. So let's give a reference of cast all components. Underneath that, let's say the recycler. So recycler is friend add remove recycler equals view dot find view by id r dot id dot friend add remove recycler. So friend, oh my mistake, add remove let's see what we have given over here. So friend add remove fragment, friend add remove, made a mistake in the spelling, and friend add remove recycler. That's it, done with the recycler. And let's give it a fixed size. So recycler dot has fixed size, and underneath that let's set the layout manager. So recycler, let's type recycler dot set layout manager. Let's give it a new linear layout manager, and we need to get the context over here. So get context, that's it. Now underneath that what we can do is get the instance of the Firebase database. So Firebase database equals Firebase database dot get instance, and that's it. And underneath that we need to get our UID, because everything we do we have to get our UID first. So my user ID equals Firebase auth dot get instance. Let's just do it directly. Dot get current user dot get UID. Actually if we delete this until the get instance, if we give dot, you can use the get UID over here, but we are not getting an anonymous get UID. We are getting the UID for a specific user. So our user is the current user that is logged in the app. So don't make this mistake over here. Dot get UID. And underneath that, let's say let's create the references now. Create database references, and underneath that we'll say that friend add request, and what is the first ref? That is a data ref equals database dot get reference, and the reference should be friend request. So let's open our Firebase real-time database, and over here you can see there are two nodes. That is, first one is friend request and the second one is users, and the friend request node is only created when a request is sent. So if there is no node, that means there is no user in your app who has sent a request till now. As we have a node over here which is created as friend request, so there must be users who have sent a request to someone. And as you can see here, there are 3 requests. Now why there are 3 requests? I have only sent one, but as I have said that Parth Kale is our Patreon for now, so he has got the source code and he might have used it. I'm not opening this because he might have some personal stuff over here, so his emails might be shown, but I don't want to show that. Let's open the random one that I have created. As you can see here, send date 18/9/2020, username Amber Roy, and underneath that Parth might have also seen the video and sent Bob a request. So let's ignore the ID down below, so you can see mine. Now we need to use this reference only, so let's say friend requests. Now I have used, mind it, I have used every letter in the node in small caps, so don't make a mistake. If you are using capital letters, it should actually match exactly what you have written. If you have used capital letters right in the front, use capital letters right in the front over in your code also. Actually it should be as you have given. It should not differ anyway. Now as I have given small letters, so I'll use small letters. Always use small letters if possible, because that actually simplifies everything. Friend request, let's see, we have given requests or request, it's request, okay, and let's give a semicolon. Underneath that, we need to specify our user ID also, so dot get child would be my user ID, and let's say the second reference would be for the profile pic. So friend add remove profile pic equals friend add remove database dot get reference. That would be our users. Let's see if we have given users or not. Yes, users, and then semicolon. Now we are giving a separate database reference because we need to fetch the user profile pic from the user node actually, because there is no profile pic under the friend request. Okay, underneath that we need to set a value event listener to get the first name and the last name. Now what we can do is we can use the profile pic database reference. The child would be the Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user dot get UID, and then we can specify add value event listener and new value event listener. When that is created, go down and give a semicolon over here, and under the on data change, what we can do is we can say that upload user data class. This is the class we have used to upload the user data after the registration. So we'll say upload user data class, and we'll give this class a name. So get name equals snapshot dot get value. That would be the upload, sorry, it should be inside the brackets. So upload data class dot class, and my name. Now we are using this string that we have provided here in the global variables, this one. Now my name would be equals to get name dot get first name. After the first name, we can give a plus, a space, a plus, and then get name dot get last name, and that is done. When this is done, we can also check for errors actually. So how we can do that? We can say if snapshot actually exists, then it's fine, else it will give an error. So that way we can show errors, but we are not going to do that. Let's not do that. And the second value event listener would be for the friend request. Now the reference what we have used here is data ref. So friend add remove data ref dot add value event listener, new value event listener. Now we are trying to get everything out from the friend request node. So underneath we'll actually give a semicolon over here, and underneath we'll say if snapshot dot exists. So this way we can show the error over here also, but over here we need to actually check if the snapshot really exists or not, if there is any nodes created, if there are any friend requests sent. So exists, then we can proceed. We can say retrieve friend request. Let's create a separate function for this. So retrieve friend request, and we'll give brackets and close it with a semicolon, and we'll press Alt Enter over here. Let's create this method, and we'll create this in the same class. Okay, now before working on with this method of retrieve friend request, what we can do is, first of all, we need to create a view holder. So we can go on creating the view holder first, then we can do the Firebase recycler adapter, because that needs a view holder anyway. Let's create a public static class of friend add remove node view holder. That's a big name, but actually that would help me differentiate it from other view holders. So recycler view dot view holder, and we'll give curly braces. Right, underneath we'll say view, that is my view. Let's give a view of capital letters, view, and underneath we'll say public friend remove view holder, that is at non-null, and that would be view of let's give it item view, and open a curly brace. Now type in super item view, and that's it. As you can see here, the red mark is gone, and we can do it another way also. If you don't want to type so much, let's delete it, and the red mark would come. Let's alt enter over here and create a super constructor, and it would construct by itself. You don't need to work hard. So you can do it both the ways. Now my view would be equals to item view, because we need to fetch the view over here. It should be small letters. Item view, and then we can create some other classes. So public void username, and the username would contain a string, so username, and here we'll say text view of, let's say, friend add remove name, which would be equal to my view dot find view by id r dot id dot. Let's just check the card view once, what we have here. Where's the card view? Over here. And we have the text view as did I give it an ID? I did not give it an ID. Let's give it an ID. ID of friend add remove user name. And did I give the ID for the button? Yes, I have given the ID for the button, and I have also given the ID for the reject button. Now let's see the image view. Yes, I have also provided an ID. Only the text view was left, so friend add remove username, and in here we'll say friend add remove name dot set text would be the username, this one, the variable that we have taken here, so username. Now underneath that we'll say public void let's say send date, and we'll take a string over here of date, give curly braces, and we'll say text view of let's give it friend add remove date equals my view dot find view by ID. I'm so sorry, find view by ID r dot ID dot what did we give to this one? Sent on. So sent on. Alright, now we can say the date would be sent on, then the date, I think. Let's see, sent on then the date, so sent on plus date. That's it. Now underneath we also need another public method for the profile pic to set it actually. So profile pic, and we also need a string, so string image URL, because we are getting the URL, so that would be image view friend add remove profile pic equals my view dot find view by ID r dot ID dot friend add remove profile image, and give a semicolon over here. Then we'll say Picasso dot get dot load. We need to load the image URL into Picasso, so we'll fit it inside the container and we'll center crop it so that it fits well into the variable for the image. So what would we give here? It's profile pic. So friend add request, friend add remove profile pic. So sorry, over here my laptop is actually being weird sometimes. So this one. Now we are done with the view holder, so we can go on coding this method called retrieve friend request. Now in the retrieve friend request, underneath we can start with Firebase recycler adapter, and inside we'll say we'll use this class actually. We'll use the, let's see this, yes, this class, the retrieve friend search class. So retrieve friend search class, comma, the view holder, and we'll give it a variable. So Firebase recycler adapter, which is equals to new Firebase recycler adapter, and let's bring it down, and we'll put here retrieve search class dot class, and we need to assign the card view. So r dot layout dot what is the name of the card view? It's card view dot add remove, and then we'll say the view holder class, and then we actually need the data ref, and that's it. Now in the populate view holder, what we can do is, let's just bring it down. We can give as what is the name of the view holder? It's the whole thing. Let's just make it short. Let's just make it view holder, and everything is fine. So we'll say view holder dot username. The string would be let's give this class a name also. Let's give it model dot get username, and underneath that we'll say view holder dot send on. So the send date would be model dot get send date, and we need to also fetch the position key for every card that is created. So position key equals get ref. Get ref would be position. Okay, so the position would be I. Now we'll use I, but you can also use your own variable. So let's give it position. So over here we'll write position, and we'll get the key. So get key. That's it. Now we'll check for the profile pic. Let's say check profile pic, and we'll say friend remove profile pic dot child would be my position key, dot child would be my let's see what is the child over here, just for the reference of not doing anything wrong again. Users, what is my ID? It's this one, and we'll say profile pic URL. So the child would be profile pic URL, and let's just recheck it once. Yes, it's fine. And we'll give an add value event listener, new value event listener. Now on data change, what we can do is we'll say, okay, let's give a semicolon over here. And what is wrong over here? We need a semicolon over here also. And on data change, we'll say string user photo equals snapshot dot get value dot toString. And we're getting a single value over here, so we can just get the value and change it to a string. Now if user photo dot equals let's say null, then what we can do is we can say view holder dot profile pic would be the user photo. But before that, let's give a not equal to null. So we'll say not user photo dot equals to null. So just put a exclamation mark over here. That's it. Okay, now just go to the top, and over here we're fetching the username. So let's give a toast if something goes wrong. So get context, and over here we'll say error dot get message. Right. Okay, now that is done for the profile pic part. Okay, now let's work on with the buttons. So after the on cancelled, what we can do is we can create two buttons. So button, let's name the button, first button as accept button, and we'll say view holder dot, we are actually fetching the buttons for the present node or the present card which is created. So that's why we're using the view holder. So view holder dot my view dot find view by ID, and r dot id dot let's say friend add remove accept button, and the second button would be reject button, which would be view holder dot my view dot find view by ID, r dot id dot friend add remove reject button. Now these are the two buttons we have. So for the accept button, we'll set an on click listener, new view on click listener. Now after the on click listener is created, what we can do is we can get a database reference, a new one, a local variable, that is database reference, my friend list. We are now creating a friend list and not a friend request, mind it. The request is already sent. Now we need to create a separate list to keep our added friends in that part or in that node. Now friend list would be equal to friend add remove data ref, or let's say database dot get reference. Let's give it a name. So we'll give it friend list. Mind it, I'm keeping everything in small letters so that it gives me ease afterwards. Dot child. So in the child we need to give our user ID, so or the user that is currently inside the app logged in, the user's user ID. Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user dot get UID, and underneath that we need another child which is the position key. Right, and when that is done, so the position key is actually the user who has sent the request. So I've actually created node by node. The first node would be the friend list, then after that the node would be my own user ID, and then after that the node would be the user who has sent the request, the user's user ID. It is that simple. Let's give it a reference over here, so that when I send someone this code would be easy to understand. Friend list database ref. That's done. Now let's give another reference over here. Set friends database ref. Now we'll manipulate the friends database reference. So database. This can be done in a lot of ways actually. You don't need to work hard, but as this tutorial is for the beginners, so this is the best way I could have actually come out with. Database reference would be my friend list friend. Let's give it this name. Okay, FRIEND. Spelling mistakes over here are too many. Friend list friend equals let's give it database dot get reference, and the reference should be of friend list only. So friend list, and the child would be, okay, this would be reverse, because in the first part what I am doing is I am putting the user in my list, and the second part what I am doing is I am putting myself in the users list. It is going reverse again. So position key, and then we'll give it another child. Dot child would be Firebase auth dot get instance dot get current user dot get UID, and that's it. So we have created two references. Now we need to create a calendar, because we need to see when the request was accepted and when the users become friends, and then we can post friends since actually. So friends since this date. So we'll use calendar, cal, give it any variable name you want, calendar dot get instance, underneath we'll say int year equals cal dot get calendar dot did I make another mistake? Okay, dot, yeah, I'm making too many mistakes. I'm sorry for that, but these are only spelling mistakes this time. So month would be cal dot get calendar, I'm again so sorry, and dot month, and int day. Okay, let's increase the month by 1, because by default it is decreased by 1. Int day equals cal dot get calendar dot day of the month, and that's it. We are done with the calendar. Now string date. This is the date variable which is created to jot these things down into a single variable. So day plus, you can also use month, year, day, or year, month, day, any way you want. And you can also use a hyphen instead of a slash, but I'm using slash. So month plus year. That's simple. Now underneath that we can say string requesters name equals model dot get username. Alright, now it is giving an error because it wants the variable to be decided as final. So let's make it final. We don't need to change this. So final. Now this error should go. It's gone. Now what we can do is we can actually use the class. So retrieve list class, send set friend I'm actually setting the friends database, so would be new retrieve class, that's the requester's name and the date. So that's it. Okay, so now we'll use this reference first, put the user into my list. So we'll use my friend list dot set value, and the set value would be this one. So set friend dbs dot add on complete listener, new on complete listener. Let's give a semicolon over here. If task dot is successful, then we'll say get context friend added successfully, and if there is an error we'll say get context, and we'll say that error adding friend, and that's it. Okay, now underneath what we can do is we can also use this class to set my name in my friends database. So set my name equals new retrieve friend search class, and that would be my name comma date. That's done. So my friend list friend dot set value would be my name over here actually. So set my name, and we won't check for any errors, because if this is done, this would be also done if there are no network errors, that is. So that is done now. So what we can do is alright, now let's create something for our reject button also. So reject button dot set on click listener and new view on click listener. Now what we need to do is, if you reject the user somehow, so we'll delete the node from the actual class that is created, or the node that is created on the specific thing over here, specific database. So suppose you have a friend request over here sent by Bob, right? Now you hit the reject button. So what it would do is, it would just delete this. If I press cross, this would get deleted. So we want to do the same thing over here as well. So what we can say is, we can say we can use the friend request reference over here. Where is it? This one, the data ref. We can use this to delete the node from that part. So over here we'll write data ref dot child position key dot remove value, and that's it. Now underneath everything we need to set the adapter for the recycler view. So over here we'll say let's type recycler, and let's set the adapter, which would be the Firebase recycler adapter, the variable, I suppose. So Firebase recycler adapter. Now that is done. Now let's check it out in the emulator if it is working or not. But first we need to go to the main fragment actually. So chat main activity, and over here and under the friend request we'll actually change this fragment name to friend add remove, this one to friend add remove, and everything else is fine. Now let's check it out. Let's run the application and see if we are getting the friend request or not. Alright, so here you can see we have loaded our application, and we have come to the friend request tab, and you can see Bob Crosses over here, but this shouldn't be here because we have sent the request to Bob Crosses, but the request was not sent from Bob Crosses to us actually. So I had to create this custom node over here, this one, where the first ID is mine, the second ID is of Bob's, and the name and the send date. So that's why it is reflecting over here. Now we actually should concentrate more over in our program. So let's first accept it and see what happens. So I've clicked accept, and as you can see, it has come over here, the friend list. Now there are two friend list nodes created. First one is of Bob's, where it has my ID and my name and date of today's, and over here we also have our ID, then Bob's, and then Bob's name and the date. So what is left is this should actually go off from here, and there should be a toast message which will say that it is done. Now let's also hit the reject button and see what is happening. So we have this node over here, right here. So let's hit reject, and as you can see here, the whole thing disappears or deletes. So let's stop it until here, or Let's just complete it actually. So over here, when it is successful, what we can do is we can create an on complete listener, new on complete listener, and when that is done, we will say if task dot is successful, then we'll use the same line over here, copy and paste. As this is a real-time database, what this would do is, we are missing a F over here. What this would do is, it would actually delete the node from the database, and as this is real-time, this card view will also get deleted from the recycler view. So let's check it once and see if it is working or not. So let's hit run the app. Okay, so I again had to create this node over here, this one. Okay, it's this one actually. So as it is created in the friend request, now if we accept it, before it was not getting removed from here. So let's see what happens now. Let's hit it, and friend request is accepted. It is removed from this page, and we are done with this tutorial. So if you have learned something from this video, you know what to do. Do not waste your time and hit the like button quickly. People who are not subscribed yet, drop in your addresses and I'll send you personal letters to get subscribed. Okay, that was a joke. Please don't drop in your addresses, but do hit the subscribe button along with the bell icon. And for the ones who want to support this channel, hit the Patreon link. You will also get awesome support from my side along the way. And source codes are only available to at least minimum tier Patreons. I have also opened a new Telegram group where you all can get in touch with me and other fellow Brigadians anytime you want. So join the group, link is in the description. Okay, that's it. See you all in the next video. Bye bye. If you have liked the video, hit the like button, then the subscribe button, and then the bell icon.